our team is very much a melting pot. You talk about soccer being an international language, but there's definitely different accents.
I thought the America was going to be like the movies they show is going to look like in the movies, and it's not.
What's it supposed to look like in the movies?
There's too much buildings everywhere.
Trevorson Njombi Spengler is a native of Zambia, a country located near the heart of Africa. Several years ago, Trevorson met Sandy and Robert Spengler while they were visiting Zambia on a care trip for their church. Guided by their faith in God, the Spenglers embarked on a journey that eventually led them to adopting Trevorson and bringing him to the United States.
Unlike falling in love with a spouse or somebody, there was just something about Trevor that connected. He just felt like my kid. There was no method or no reason. It was just there was a connection between us, and my husband and I kind of fell in love with him.
So, is it Trevorson or Trevorson?
That is a really good question. I call him Trevorson because when he first came last year, he decided to Americanize his name. And so his mom would call him Trevorson, and when I would call him that in class, he would tell me, no, it's Trevorson. And so we call him Trevorson. The students all call him Trevorson, but his mom calls him Trevorson.
I've tried, but it's impossible. I met him as Trevorson. He will always be Trevorson.
Trevorson enrolled at McKinney High last year and immediately started working on his communication skills with intense English classes at the Newcomer Center.
ESL students are all visual learners because they have to be. So we have lots of pictures and visuals and what we call realia, things they can actually touch so that they make that connection with words.
Coach Pocock worked on transforming Trevorson's soccer skills from street play to UIL district play.
Trevorson, let's work on your finishing. Let's work on making sure you're very good in the air. I think if you ask anybody on the team, who's most likely to attempt a bicycle kick on a corner kick despite any play that we're trying, even a short corner? Definitely a presence on set pieces in the box, so let's use that to your advantage as well as improve on your finishing. You know, he's scored in 3 games in a row leading up to our last district game.
You know, they don't play with shoes in Zambia for the most part unless someone's donated them, and so to get a whole big bag full of uniforms and to get his name called as he runs out on the field, and I mean, it's just, I can't even explain what it means to him to get to do that.
Playing soccer for the Lions provides a prideful purpose to Trevorson's life, but also an important sense of belonging.
It's a very familial aspect, very, very familial. And it doesn't matter your background, We've got a worldwide team, but you're here and you're in McKinney and you're a part of us. And I don't know if he'll admit that, but I hope he understands that, or at least feels it in some ways.
I think it's given him a much broader group of people to get to know. And it wasn't just him in my classroom with just my newcomer students. He really has met people all over the school and they recognize him. So all you have to say is Trevorson, and the students in the hallway go, oh, we watched him play soccer. So I think it's really opened up his friendships.
While Trevorson presses on with American assimilation, his Zambian origins continue to affect those around him.
Sometimes your culture that you've been raised in is a little bit blind to the rest of the world, and so he continually teaches us lots of things.
Coach and I sometimes have to just step back and look at the big picture and see, man, there are a lot of priorities that we think about that are just not so significant in the big picture here.
He has been through things that would make most adults cringe, and he comes to the experience smiling. And if you ever see him smile, he has the most amazing smile. And he's here every day, and he's working hard every day. And even though he didn't have the upbringing that we all had, or that we would want for him, he is so focused on life and making something of himself and helping others.
And at the end of the day,
he's just another goofball kid. Whether he's from Zambia, whether he's wherever country he's from, he's just another goofball high school kid.
Most of my other students who are on the soccer team, they celebrate, screaming, jumping, just very passionately. And when he celebrates, it's not passionate. It's just like, what? Okay, let's go on.
I have no my celebration yet. Sometimes I just do this. Sometimes